And welcome to another great money method in Gran Turismo 7. And for today's video we are going over the Nissan R92CP. Now I have previously made a video where I went over the Mazda 787B and I spoke about how it is one of the fastest and best cars to use around Le Mans for the specific event. Well, good news, I found an even faster one and a faster setup using the Nissan R92CP. So if you have this vehicle, well, you're in luck because this is going to be one of the fastest tunes I've made for this particular vehicle. And if you don't already have the Nissan R92CP, well, unfortunately you're going to have to wait for it to come into the legendary dealership. Now this vehicle was last priced at 3 million credits, so yes, it is not cheap, but for the amount of money it is absolutely affordable. This car is insanely fast, handles like perfection, and is just a really good overall vehicle. So the Nissan R92CP, if you don't already have it, sorry, you're gonna have to wait for it to come back into a legendary dealership. But if you do, well, we're gonna go over everything you need to purchase from the tuning shop as well as the tuning sheet just at once, because I feel like it's gonna be easier instead of splitting up the tuning shop and the tuning sheet. So without further ado, let's head straight into the tuning sheet. So starting with the top of the tuning sheets, we're gonna start off with our tire compound. So to begin the race, we're gonna start off on racing hard tires. Now you also need to purchase intermediates as well as wets, and if you've watched any of my previous videos you know exactly why, but if you haven't, it's because there's an 85% chance of rain occurring during this event, and if you have the race intermediates, well, you should be covered. But if you just want to take an extra level of security, well, you can purchase those wet tires. So just depending on how severe the weather is, well, at least you know you have both sets of tires, so you are absolutely safe and you can get around the circuit in one piece. So the following parts do not affect your performance points level: your suspension, your differential, as well as your manual adjustments to your transmission. So these do not affect your performance points rating, so you can actually tailor them to your own liking. But if you just want to copy mine, it is going to be as follows. So starting off with suspension, we have the body height adjustment being set to 65 in both the front and the rear. Your anti-roll bars are going to be set to 10 in both the front and the rear. Now your dampening ratio compression is going to be 38 in both front and rear. Your dampening ratio expansion is going to be 48 in the front and 50 in the rear. Now your natural frequency is going to be 4.80 for both front and rear. Your negative camber angle is going to be 3.0 in the front and 2.5 in the rear. Now your toe angle for the front is going to be 0.10 going outward and 0.20 going inward for the rear. Now your differential, this is going to be set to 15 for initial torque. Acceleration sensitivity is going to be 20. Your braking sensitivity is going to be set at 40. Now heading on over to downforce. This is going to affect your performance points drastically, so you need to make sure these are in the right position. So for your front downforce, you are going to set that over to 500. You're going to set it all the way to the left and have the least amount of downforce in the front. Then for the rear, you're going to want to set this over to 1600. That is all the way to the right and fully maxing your downforce in the rear. Now your ECU is going to be a fully customizable ECU set at an output of 74. Now your ballast is going to be at 140 and at negative 50 for your ballast positioning. Your power restrictor is going to be set at 100. Now for your transmission, we are going to be using a fully customizable manual transmission, and we're going to set this to 330 kilometers per hour without any adjustment done to the manual adjustments. So the reason we are using a fully customizable manual transmission is to save performance points and to just get more output from the engine than just focus on actual shifting. So on the next page, we see that we have absolutely nothing equipped. That is because this is an NA build. Well, we didn't upgrade the turbocharger. So the reason behind this is because with the turbocharger equipped to the vehicle, it sets the performance points extremely high, and the amount that you have to decrease the vehicle, it really makes the car go a lot slower around circuit than if you just left the turbocharger stock. So for this build, we are leaving the turbocharger normal. We are not upgrading the turbocharger. So now that we have the tune set up, let's head on over to the events. And for the events, we are doing the WTC 700 around Le Mans. This is a 30-minute event, which means within the 30 minutes, you need to get as many laps done as possible. And this vehicle is actually fast enough to get you able to complete a total of 8 laps before the end of that 30 minutes. And at the end of 30 minutes, with completing it and getting a clean race bonus, well, you will earn yourself 825,000 credits. Now, the only way you can void that 825,000 credits and your clean race bonus is if you overtake under a yellow flag. So as long as you avoid doing that, well, you are in the clear and set to earn 825,000 credits. So now let's head on to track and let me show you what you need to do to get the fastest lap possible using the Nissan R92 CP. Now once the event begins, well, you need to make sure that the vehicle has your fuel map being set to fuel map level 1. Since it is a group 1 vehicle, it has great fuel efficiency, which means you will be able to complete 4 laps before needing to go into the pits to refuel while being on fuel map level 1. And even on the hardest difficulty, this vehicle makes the AI look like they are actually going slowly. Because we are going up against some group 4 vehicles, well, it's honestly just a cakewalk. With the amounts of power and how lightweight and aerodynamic the group 1 vehicles are, the Nissan R92 CP is able to put its power down and really stretch its legs against the group 4 opponents. So as you can see, coming down the straightaway, we are able to do over 310 kilometers per hour. And this is a real improvement over the Mazda 787B. And it doesn't stop there. Because of it being a group 1 vehicle, the brakes are absolutely incredible, mind-blowing in fact. And if you get a slipstream behind the opponents, well, you are gonna go even faster. The car is just super capable of getting you around circuit in a very easy method. It isn't a vehicle that you have to stress and concern yourself that, okay, am I gonna be able to control this? This isn't the Honda RA272. This car is able, no matter which way the wind direction is, the weather, the car is able to set a fast lap time. And it is actually faster by 5 seconds than the Mazda 787B tune that I actually put out this week. The vehicle is just super fast and overall a great vehicle to use. So with this particular event, I managed to get the fastest lap time being a 3 minutes and 54 second lap, and that was with me still having to slow down for a penalty. So that just goes to show you how fast this vehicle actually is. And I mean, I'm an average level player. The vehicle is just insanely powerful no matter the skill level. So if you have the Nissan R92 CP, well, try it out. Let me know what you think of this tune. And yeah, I'm also going to be making a tune for the Jaguar XJR9, which is also a classic GR1 race car that was participating around Le Mans. So if you want to see that, or if you want to see one of the fastest builds for this event, well, hit that subscribe button and click the video on screen right now. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you so much for your time, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.